24,900 pounds of frozen chicken shipped to restaurants and food service locations across 5 states and stamped with a government inspection mark that, according to federal investigators, was fake. Not missing, not expired, fake. This is the story of how uninspected chicken made it onto plates across New England and what that false stamp actually means for the food safety system you assume is protecting you. Shanghai Ravioli Corporation operates out of Boston, Massachusetts. On August 26th, the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced the company was recalling nearly 25,000 pounds of frozen, not ready-to-eat buffalo chicken products, specifically 2 items, buffalo chicken rangoon and Benedito's buffalo chicken mozzarella stick. These weren't small-batch, single-day items. Records show the products were manufactured across nearly a full year, from July 8th of 2025 through June 29th of this year. That's not a one-time slip. That's a sustained production run, month after month, quietly moving through the supply chain the entire time. Here's the detail that separates this from an ordinary recall. Every legitimately produced meat product in America carries a federal mark of inspection, a small stamped establishment number that tells you, and every regulator down the line, that USDA inspectors verified that facility. It's not decoration, it's the entire backbone of how the meat supply chain proves itself safe. The one signal restaurants, distributors, and consumers are all trained to trust without a second thought. The products from Shanghai Ravioli carried establishment number EST 18004. The problem: federal investigators say that number does not correspond to any facility holding a valid federal grant of inspection. In plain terms, the stamp on the box was not real. It wasn't linked to some other legitimate plant by mistake. It didn't match anything in the federal system at all. That's not a paperwork gap. That's not an expired certificate somebody forgot to renew. That's a mark designed to make a product look like it passed a process it never actually went through. A manufactured signal of safety printed onto packaging that never earned it. This wasn't a local problem either. The recalled chicken was shipped to food service locations across Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont, nearly all of New England, with Connecticut the lone exception. Because these were food service distributions rather than direct-to-consumer retail, most of the people who encountered this product likely ate it at a restaurant, cafeteria, or catering event without ever seeing a label, without ever knowing there was anything to question in the first place. The USDA classified this a Class 1 recall, the agency's highest severity tier, reserved for situations with a reasonable probability that a product could cause serious health consequences. And it's worth understanding what that classification is actually responding to here. This isn't about a specific pathogen turning up in a lab test. It's about the fact that nobody can verify what safety standards, if any, this chicken actually met, because the inspection process that's supposed to catch problems before they ever reach you never happened at all. To be clear and accurate, as of this recall, no illnesses or adverse reactions have been reported tied to these products. That matters, and it's worth saying plainly, without exaggeration. But the absence of reported illness isn't the same as the absence of risk. It just means nobody has traced a symptom back to it yet, if there's even a symptom to trace back in the first place. This raises the question that should genuinely bother you. How long can a fake inspection number circulate before anyone catches it? This company was producing under this stamp for the better part of a year. That's the real story here. Not a single bad batch, not one contaminated shipment, but a gap in the system wide enough for uninspected product to move through food service supply chains for months undetected, until something, we don't know exactly what, finally triggered a closer look. If you work in food service in Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, or Vermont, check your freezer inventory now for buffalo chicken rangoon or Benedito's buffalo chicken mozzarella stick, with sell-by dates between July 8, 2026 and June 29, 2027. Do not serve it. Contact your supplier directly and follow standard recall disposal procedures. If you're a consumer who ate at a restaurant or event in that region recently and want to be cautious, there's no specific symptom pattern tied to this recall yet. But if you experience any unusual gastrointestinal illness in the days ahead, it's always worth mentioning to your doctor what you've eaten recently. A stamp is supposed to mean something. When it doesn't, the whole system that keeps your food safe starts to look a lot less certain than you thought, and that uncertainty is exactly why stories like this deserve more attention than they usually get. If getting the full story behind recalls like this matters to you, hit that like button so more people see it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next investigation. Stay safe and stay tuned, because these stories only get told if enough of us are paying attention.